right into public hearings. We have two public hearings this evening. First one is to hold the public hearing and waive the first reading and introduce an ordinance amending Chapter 7.20 of the Municipal Code, adopting speed zone changes, maintaining Crystal Springs road speed limit at 25 miles per hour, and approving engineering and traffic survey.
Good evening. Again, per the California Vehicle Code, Section 40802, engineering and traffic survey, otherwise known as speed surveys, are needed to be completed every 5 years if the city is to enforce the speed limits using radar or other electronic device to measure the speed of moving vehicles. However, the survey can be extended to 10 years if a registered engineer certifies that no changes have occurred in the roadway or nor changes to the traffic conditions along that street segment. The city's last speed survey was conducted in April of 2006 and was extended because the road geometry and the land use remained the same. This current survey was performed because the city cannot further file for an extension of the previous survey. The speed survey is important as the adoption of the survey allows the police department to enforce the speed limit. The California Vehicle Code Section 22352 sets the prima facie speed limits in California. The prima facie is a Latin term meaning at first face or at first appearance, and the California Vehicle Code uses it as is a speed limit that applies when no other specific speed limit is posted. So majority of the streets in the city are residential or adjacent to schools, and they are exempt from the survey requirements since those street segments have a prima facie speed of 25 miles per hour. And the other non-residential streets, such as Sneak Lane or San Bruno Avenue, would have a speed limit of 55 or 65 miles, depending on the geometry. However, if a speed survey is conducted for those non-residential streets, the result of the speed survey can be used to post the speed limit to the nearest 5 miles per hour increment of the 85th percentile speed from the survey results. The 85th percent speed is the standard, which is used to determine the speed limit. In simple terms, it is the speed limit of a road that is set by determining the speed at or below which 85% of free-flowing traffic is traveling down the road. So for example, if we sampled 100 vehicles and the critical speed was like 35 miles per hour, then 85 vehicles were traveling at or below 35 miles per hour. So in other words, too, that the speed limit is solely set by the speed of drivers, and this is the basic rule that determines the traffic speed. The recent survey performed by TJKM Transportation evaluated 20 street segments throughout the city where the prima facie speed limits are not applicable. And the speed surveys were conducted in December 2015 and February 2016. And the Table 1 in the staff report shows that the current existing post speed limit and the recommended speed limit from the speed survey. And the recommended speed limit for each segment was evaluated after determining the average speed, the 85th percent speed, the pace speed, and other significant factors such as land use, roadway characteristics, and accident rates. So if the San Bruno Police Department is planning to continue using radar or other electronic device to enforce speed limits, the speed survey must be adopted. Out of the list of 20 street segments, only 3 were recommended to be changed from the street survey. First is the College Road segment from Skyline College to North City Limits near Sharp Park Road. The existing speed limit is 25 miles per hour and is currently recommended to be increased to 30 miles per hour. The second is the Sneak Lane segment from State Route 35 to Interstate 280. The existing speed limit is 35 miles per hour and is being recommended to decrease to 30 miles per hour. And the last is the Crystal Springs Road segment from Cunningham Way to Crestmore Drive. Its existing speed limit is 25 miles per hour and was recommended to increase to 35 miles per hour. And staff brought this item to the Traffic Safety and Parking Committee on March for their review. And TSPC recommended that the City Council adopts the results of the speed survey with the exception of Crystal Springs Road from Cunningham Way to Crestmore Drive. The concern is that the higher speed limit of 35 miles per hour would encourage motorists to drive at or faster than 35 miles per hour along the road. In addition, the police department is unable to safely conduct radar enforcement along that street segment between Cunningham Way and Crestmore Drive since there's no safe location to stage their police vehicle along a narrow 2-lane road. with minimal shoulder space. Therefore, Crystal Spring Road is being recommended to remain as 25 miles per hour. The police department is unable to utilize radar if the speed limit is not posted as recommended in the speed survey study. However, they can enforce another, California Vehicle Code, Section 22350, which prohibits driver from operating a vehicle at speeds greater than reasonable and safe. The adoption of speed survey requires the proposed ordinance be amended in the municipal code, sections 7.20.0.010, and as well as 7.20.020. And that concludes my presentation.
Good. Any questions for staff at this time? Rico?
Through the chair. Oh. You know what, why don't you go ahead with the public hearing first?
All right, any other questions for staff? All right, this time we'll open the public hearing. Anyone in the public like to address the council on this matter? Please step to the podium. Just tell us your name and your street, please. Speak right into the microphone. Thank you. Pull it down.
Esperanza Torres, 53 Buena Vista, and I'm here about the red curb striping.
This is a different item.
Okay,
Right.
don't talk or talk.
No, this is the speed limits, not the curb striping. That'll be coming up. That's all right. That's all right. Anyone else like to address the public? The council? I'm sorry. Okay, if I close the public hearing, you're going to be precluded from talking to us about this. Any action?
Move to close public hearing?
Second.
Motion to close the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any further discussion or action by the council?
Through the chair.
Rico?
Couple things. Real quick, I would concur with the traffic safety as well as staff, and I'm sure law enforcement, not to raise from 25 to 35. The other thing is looking at reading this report, and out of it came 3 recommendations. One that staff and I personally don't agree with. With the money that is spent, and I know other agencies and municipalities are starting to do it in-house, is this something we can't do in-house next time to save the monies for contracting this out? Don't need an answer now, because obviously we don't have to do this for a little bit, but I'd like to see us look into that and see if we can't do it within our own organization.
Okay. Anything else? Action by the council? First action is to waive the public,
Through the chair.
waive the first reading.
Make a motion and waive the first reading.
Second.
Motion second to waive the first reading. On the question. All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to introduce the ordinance.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Aye.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Aye.
Councilmember Rico Medina.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Marty Medina.
Aye.
Mayor Ruane.
Aye.